Yeah. So I moved to 1-0 for this round.
And then
Picking up momentum from my last monoblack. The next matchup is going to be Rom and Robert. Robert is playing Esper Familiars.
that's a classic Robert deck. I've seen him run it before.
Just a general overview. Robert's game is to basically generate infinite mana via Cloud of Fairies, which untaps lands when it enters the battlefield, or Snap for that matter, and Ghostly Flicker and Mnemonic Wall. So what you do is you Ghostly Flicker your Mnemonic Wall and your Cloud of Fairies, and then those come back into play. You untap your lands that you use to cast the Ghostly Flicker, and you also get it back from the graveyard with the Mnemonic Wall. Now you're probably wondering, well, wait, that doesn't actually generate any mana. Well, when you use Familiars, which make your spells cheaper to cast in the form of Nightscape Familiar and Sunscape Familiar, that makes your spells cheaper, and then there's also Bounce Lands, which generate
2 mana when they tap.
So you do that continuously, and then you also have the win condition, which is Sage's Road Denizen, which is when a blue creature enters the battlefield, target opponent puts the top 2 cards of their library into their graveyard. So while you're flickering your fairies and your Mnemonic Wall, you're also milling your opponent. It's a little bit repetitive, and some people claim it's boring, just because once the Familiars deck goes off, they really can't be stopped. And there's no real way in Pauper to do like Elixir Immortality, where you shuffle your deck, graveyard back into your
library
deck. So that's what Robert's playing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of just ways to kind of find the combo and win, draw cards. But let's pull up Rom's real quick.
All right, Rom's
playing a aggressive affinity build. It's not straight affinity, so it's not playing Atog and Fling, but it's playing what's effectively a zoo deck, where your creatures are getting big based off of your lands. So you're playing, a 3/3 on turn 1, or you're playing a 3/3 flyer for turn 2, but you're relying on your lands to boost them. You're not relying on any other spells. And then you also have quite a bit of reach with 4 Lightning Bolts and 4 Galvanic Blasts. Galvanic Blasts can just win the game. I mean, if you have your opponent down to 8, you can just go Galvanic Blast, and they're dead.
Sound like you know this from experience, Jordan.
Right. So basically you're just trying to push in as much damage as you can early on, and then look to burn them out.